retrenched due to COVID-19? Or maybe your company experienced something similar dun sa na-experience ng ABS-CBN. As an employee, ano ba yung dapat mong alam regarding retrenchment? Hi, I'm Elen, your resident career coach, and today we're going to talk about retrenchment. And as an employee, ano ba yung dapat mong alam when undergoing retrenchment, as well as to also guide you on what you can do after being retrenched. Now, kung na-experience mo firsthand being retrenched, please comment below and tell me about it. And then, join me as well up to the end of this video kasi may bonus ako para sa inyo. If na-experience mong ma-retrench, then what I can do is to guide you or help you as to what you can do in your career right after experiencing a retrenchment. So, ready ka na ba? Tara! So, first things first, ano nga ba ang retrenchment? So, according to my reference, which is Nicholas and De Vera Law Offices, basahin natin dito. Sabi nila, retrenchment is the termination of the employment initiated by the employer through no fault of and without prejudice to the employee. So, ibig sabihin nito, napayagan ng batas na tanggalin ng isang employer ang kanyang employee or mga employee dahil sa mga kadahilan ng hindi naman niya sinasadya or hindi niya makokontrol. Kumbaga, in good faith yung employer in the event na kailangan niyang magtanggal ng mga empleyado at meron talagang valid reason kung bakit kailangan niyang gawin yun. So, ano naman yung mga guide that must be followed by the employer when retrenching the employee? So, ito yung mga grounds para masabi na legal ang pagre-retrench nila. So, first, sabi dito, retrenchment is undertaken to prevent losses which are not merely de minimis. So, hindi lang yung mga maliliit na amount, but substantial, serious, actual, and real, or if only expected, are reasonably imminent as perceived objectively and in good faith by the employer. So, primary reason talaga bakit nare-retrench or nagre-retrench ang isang company is because nga to prevent losses, para hindi na kailanganing magsara ng kumpanya kung sakali kasing mangyari yun, mas marami pa ang mawawalan ng trabaho. So, kailangan na lang nilang magtanggal ng ilan or a certain percentage ng manpower para lang at least mabuhay pa rin yung kumpanya at maibigay pa rin yung services niya sa mga clients niya, and at the same time, ma-employ niya pa rin yung ilan pa sa mga employees nito at makapag-continue siya ng business. So, number 2 naman is the employer serves written notice both to the employees and DOLE at least 1 month prior to the intended date of retrenchment. So, may lead time dun sa notice, kumbaga sa prior notice. Kailangan may 1 month lead time para makapaghanda naman din si employee and as well as to inform as well DOLE of what's happening. So, very important yun, no? Hindi kasi pwede na basta-basta na lang, ura-urada, the following day agad, wala ka na agad trabaho. So, kailangan talagang merong prior notice. At the same time, some companies as well prepare their employees for it. So, yung mga iba pa, like one company I was with in the past, talagang meron kaming series of orientations as well as guide for the employees. So, tinuruan sila kung paano ulit gumawa ng resume, kung paano sumagot sa interview, saan ba pwede maghanap ng trabaho after this one, as well for the employees to see na kahit hanggang sa pinaka-dulo, gina-guide pa rin sila ng kanilang employer para hindi rin naman sumama yung loob nila sa kanilang employer. Okay, so number 3 naman is that the employer pays the retrenched employees separation pay equivalent to 1 month's pay or at least half a month pay for every year of service, whichever is higher. Ayan. So, for example, 10 years ka na employee doon. And kunwari lang naman po, para madali lang yung computation natin. Kunwari po, 10,000 pesos yung salary mo. So, half of that is 5,000 pesos multiplied to 10 years. So, that's 50,000 pesos ang magiging separation pay mo. Pero sabi dito, equivalent to 1 month pay or at least half month pay for every year of service, whichever is higher. So, yun po. So, whichever is higher. So, kung alin man yung mas mataas, yun po ang susundin. So, number 4, the employer must use fair and reasonable criteria in ascertaining who would be dismissed and retained among the employees. So, kailangan daw meron siyang clear criteria or guidelines ng kung sino yung mga pinili niya at bakit yun ang pinili niya na ma-retain at saka ma-retrench. Ayan. So, nakuha 30 years na nga siya sa company at ganito nakalaking sweldo niya. So, most likely, retain na lang siya ng company kaysa i-let go. Why? Because number one, relationship-wise, diba? Siyempre, nandun na talaga yung loyalty ng tao. Hindi na talaga yung matatawarin. At the same time, it would be too costly for the organization to retrench that employee. Sayang naman pakakawalan nila. Diba? Ginroom na nila yan for so long a time. There. So, dito pumapasok yung reasons ng ilan sa mga employers na first in, last out. Which is also what happened in that previous company I was with. Kung sino yung talagang matatagal na matataas na yung rango, and so, of course, it follows na mataas na rin yung sweldo nila, sila din yung ni-retain. Ayan. And then, lastly, the retrenchment must be undertaken in good faith. Yan. Yun naman yung pinakahuli, pero pinaka-importante na in good faith nga, dahil lang talaga doon sa isang factor na yun, which is yun nga, example is bankruptcy. Yun yung main reason usually. Or for some, talagang mapipilitan ng mag-close yung company, parang ganyan. Or para lang to keep the company afloat, kailangan lang talagang i-let go. So, yun yung mga sinasabi natin na in good faith. So, hindi naman ito dahil lang nga napag-iinitan ka, gusto ka lang tanggalin or what. Hindi siya ganun. Kundi talagang may valid reason bakit nila kailangan gawin. At kung sila ay may choice, hindi rin lang din nila yan. At kung may choice, hindi din naman nila yan gagawin for sure. Okay? So after checking whether the retrenchment that happened was legal or not, let's now move to what you can do naman after having experienced retrenchment. So ano na nga ba yung pwede mong gawin after kang ma-retrench? So first that you can do is, of course, seriously, I mean, I feel for you. Mahirap talagang mawalan ng trabaho, no? It's no joke. But then again, kung magpapakalugmok ka in what you're feeling as of the moment, in being sad about what happened, bakit ako, bakit hindi siya, napakabait kong empleyado, something like that. Kung hayaan mo yung sarili mong malugmok doon, wala nang mangyayari sa life, friend, di ba? So, kailangan mong mag-move on. So, yun. So, how to move on? Well, you can, sabi nga, di ba, losing a job is like also losing a loved one. Especially so, kung talagang gustong-gusto mo yung ginagawa mo doon sa isang organization na yon, di ba? So, masakit yun, mahirap yun. So, allow yourself some time to grieve as well para dun sa career mo kasi inilagaan mo rin yun for so long a time. Pero you also have to limit that. Hindi pwede kasing, for instance, bigyan ko sila ng 1 year, sandali lang di ba? Parang haba ng 1 year, di ba? So, you can give yourself, ikaw, kung ano yung sa tingin mong reasonable for you at maging comfortable ka moving on after that span of time. Pwedeng iba, sabi mo 3 hours, pwedeng iba 3 days, pwedeng iba 3 months, pero medyo mahaba na rin yung 3 months, diba? And then meron din iba, 3 minutes lang. After nun, naka-move on na sila. Kasi, ibig sabihin, mas matindi yung urge nila to move forward, diba? To forget about what happened in the past and do kumbaga find a way on how to bounce back. So yun naman kasi yung pinaka-importante, 'di ba? Parang Spider-Man lang 'yan. Regardless of how many times you hit the ground, the most important thing of all is how many times you get up again or get back again. So yan, siyempre fight lang. Okay, so move on. So yun, kasi when you tell yourself, okay, it's enough on this sorrow, on this kumbaga parang tragedy, enough of that, and I just have to stand up and move on with my career. Kapag nasabi mo na yung sa sarili mo, susunod naman yun susunod naman yung lahat ng mga bagay-bagay sa paligid mo, pati ikaw, susunod ka doon. So, it's just a matter of you deciding for yourself kung ready ka na ba to move on or not. Okay? Yan. So, second on my list is, of course, go back to the drawing board. So, oras na ulit para magplano. Hindi naman syempre pagkat sabi mo sa sarili mong, move on na ako. Okay, go. saan ka mag-go, di ba? Alam mo na ba kung anong gagawin mo? Hindi, di ba? So, you have to go back to the drawing board, tignan mo ulit, ano nga ba yung career goals ko, ano nga ba yung gusto kong marating sa buhay, ano nga ba yung mga plano ko sa buhay, ano nga ba yung gusto kong ma-achieve, di ba? Yung mga yon. So, go back to that, and maybe you can rediscover some other things na hindi mo, kumbaga, either nakalimutan mo na before, or hindi mo lang na-focus kasi in the past. Okay? So, when you go back to the drawing board, try to decide on two things. Okay? Ask yourself, number one, do I find another employment? Am I ready to look for another employer? Yan. And then number two, ask yourself, or am I ready to be my own boss? Kasi may mga friends din ako na gano'n na nangyari sa kanila. Nawalan sila ng trabaho, yun pala, ano pala yun? Blessing in disguise pala yun. So, na-realize nila after that, wait, yun pala, pwede pala akong maging sarili kong boss. Pwede pala akong magtayo ng gantong kumpanya. At ito kikita kahit na may pandemic at kahit na mag-retrench na yung mga kumpanya dyan, okay pa rin ako, makaka-move on pa rin ako kasi ako yung sarili kong boss. 'Di ba? So, yun, those are the two things that you can decide on. Either, number one, if you are on that path where you find another employment, then okay, pwede ka mag-decide na gano'n. Or pwede ka rin mag-decide to be your own boss and try to look for opportunities where you can become your own boss. Okay? So maraming pwedeng career yan. So maybe we can talk about that in a separate video. So number 3 naman, of course, once you already have a decision, either to go and look for another job or to be your own boss and have your own business, kunwari. So, next is of course to act now and act quick. Bakit? Kasi pag hindi mo pag ginawa ng paraan yan ngayon, paano na ang finances mo? Di ba? Paano na kung may family ka? Paano kung may mga umaasa sa'yo? Di ba? So, kailangan mo to really act quick. And act now, diba? So, if for instance, your decision is to level up, diba? So, hanap ka na kaagad ng courses na pwede mong i-take in order for you to level up your skills or your knowledge. Or if ever you decide on looking for another employer or another employment, then, okay, ano na yung kailangan mong gawin? Ano na ba yung steps na kailangan gawin? So, kailangan mong balikan yung resume mo, inaamag na pala, hindi mo na-update, ganyan. Diba? So, ano yung kailangan mong gawin doon? Paano na nga mo sumusulat ng resume ngayon? So, maybe we can also talk about that in a separate video. Okay? Ano yung kailangan kong i-highlight doon? And what if, for instance, yung previous job mo, or yung previous career mo, hindi iyan yung nahanap mo ngayon, or hindi yan kasi yung opening ngayon. So, how do you now move or transition your career from that job, from that set of skills to this? Paano mo naman gagawin yun? So, yun, diba? So, yung mga kailangan mong pag-decidean, pero kailangan mo na rin kasi to act quick, okay, on it. Alright? So, there. So, those are the 3 things that you need to do after retrenchment. Kasi, of course, di ba, friend, hindi naman natatapos ang buhay mo sa isang trabaho lang. Di ba? Your life has to go on, di ba? Dahil nga maraming umaasa sa atin. So, kailangan talaga natin to pick up ourselves and then move forward. So, like what I've mentioned earlier on this video, para dun sa mga naka-experience ng retrenchment, ayan, may bonus ako para sa inyo. So, I am here to help you. Yun nga maraming nawalan ng trabaho. Like, in my other video that I uploaded, close to 8 million Filipinos are to lose their jobs because of the pandemic. So, I have that video over here if you want to check that out. And so, since it's my calling naman as a career coach to help people who are in need, then I am willing to offer my services for free for those people who've experienced retrenchment. Please just comment below, and I also want you to give a thumbs up for this video and then share this one kasi could be na you reach this because you're a friend of mine, or you know me, or you know someone who knows me, that's why this video reached you. Might be some more people kasi kung 8 million Filipinos yan, di ba? Parang ang dami ng number na yon. And I'm sure that not all of them knows what to do with their career and how to move forward. So, let's help them. If you can also share this video to them, that would be really nice so that you can also, kumbaga, pay it forward. Ako kasi I'm a believer of good karma. Parang yung panood ko dun sa isang movie entitled clause. Sabi ni Mr. Claus, an act of goodwill always sparks another. So yan. So pag daw gumawa ka ng isang bagay na mabuti para sa ibang tao, meron din yun magiging magandang impact sa iba pang tao. So let's be that act of goodwill towards other people. And maybe, you know, di ba, what goes around comes around naman. Maybe some other people will do the same for us. There. So, if you leave your comment below, I can get in touch with you and then we can talk about how to set up and how I can help you with your career, however way I could help you. Alright? So, that's it for me today. Again, thank you so much for joining me.